Hey guys, this is Mike with Open It and Play. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Captain America Dum-Dum Dugan, Nick Fury Jr., Sharon Carter, and Nick Fury Sr. Pack from Marvel Legends. So I've been looking forward to opening these guys, but I was trying to wait to do it. I'll give you guys a look at the box. Sorry, we've got the front. The top is here. And the side, we've got the newer Nick Fury over here. Basically, movie Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury. And then we have kind of the classic Nick Fury, but their faces kind of look slightly manga-esque to me. A little bit weird. Except for Sharon Carter there. She looks a little more like normal-looking art. I don't know, just this kind of looks cutie pie round head, but... And the back, the art is a little bit closer to the comic book style. So, Dum-Dum Dugan, Nick Fury Jr., Sharon Carter. Yeah, I'm not really wanting Nick Fury Jr. because I'm not the movie guy and not the Ultimate Comics. But yeah, it does come with a Nick Fury Sr. head, and so it's got everything I'm looking for. I need to get one more of these so I have extra shield troopers, but right now it's kind of main characters galore. If you hear some big sounds in the background, I believe there's a fireworks event going off in Tokyo tonight, so I didn't count on that happening when my video is taking place, but that's the way things go. Pretty rare. Okay, and there they are, freshly opened. We've got a lot of accessories with this pack, so they didn't skimp on accessories. We do have a lot of the same accessories, but it does give great options for your shield troops. Everyone comes with 2 pistols, 3 pistols for him, 2 pistols for her, a couple of machine guns, almost like M16 looking, and then the boys both have knives. It looks like Sharon Carter doesn't have a knife, but she does come with the alternate head sculpt. We do have the alternate head sculpt for Nick Fury here, and we do have the regular head sculpt for Dum-Dum Dugan, who is in between smoke effects, fire effects, smoke effects, fire effects, smoke effects, and what appears to be almost like laser effects. So let's get these out of the box, and I should say out of the plastic. So here are the accessories on the bottom. You can see we have all kinds of hands. Sharon Carter gets the least, unfortunately, but she does have a couple of trigger finger hands, a couple of open. One is kind of splayed, and one is more like the magic user's hand usually. And then on her figure, she has fists, regular closed fists. So she doesn't have gripping hands except for the trigger finger hands, but they might work in a pinch. And her guns seem to be the most underwhelming because they're just cast in this kind of silvery chrome plastic, but it really just looks really, really cheap. And then we have the same type of cheap looking plastic for this, but these are cast in black, and they do have some chrome highlights to make them look like they have some metallic parts. Okay, and kind of similar for the knives here. They've got metallic blades, but then they've got a black handle. Okay, and the guys both have a trigger finger, somewhat open hand, almost like a grabbing hand or kind of a motioning hand. And they both come with these kind of double pointing, I guess it's a military signal, move in, move out. Instead of just pointing with the hands, I think it means go. But I'm not positive because I wasn't in the military or anything, but just a guess instead of a regular pointing finger. Okay, and there are the other things we talked about before. And let's get the characters out first. We'll go with Sharon Carter. If you're not familiar with the comics, Sharon Carter is Agent 13. In the movies, they opted to go a different route and they made the character of Peggy Carter, but that character is kind of a fan favorite, so she's worked out well over the years. Okay, so we get a good look at her. She's got this cool head sculpt, and she's got the alternate head sculpt, which also looks pretty good. Very stern looking, or very upset looking, but it's also pretty intimidating. She's got her hair in a little bun, and yeah, looks pretty cool. Heavy on the, what is it, mascara, eyeshadow? I don't remember well. Maybe both. Okay, and then this part, she does have just paint for these parts here. So at times that might look kind of bad, but I don't know, I think it's probably enough. But yeah, you can tell they wanted to cast this thing in mostly just white plastic, and then the actual chest part is an insert, and then down here at her ankles she has just a little bit of paint on the sides, and then she has feet that are cast in black plastic. So a minimalist approach as usual by Hasbro. They don't want to paint things. There's a teeny tiny bit of paint, teeny for highlights on her parts of her belt. And does she have it for the zipper? Yes, she has a little bit of, it's hard to see, a little bit of paint on this zipper along the edges. Sorry, it's a little too close, so it's hard to get it to focus. Okay, but yeah, she would do well with some shading on her, but let's look at her articulation real quick. So she's on the new hyper articulated or super articulated Black Widow body. So we've got the head. The head is on a ball joint with a hinge like usual. Okay, and she can look to the sides, but her hair does limit a little bit. Her hair mainly limits her for looking up, so you might have to use that alternate head. She can look down well, so she can kind of drop in from the sky. That would probably be a good pose. Okay, and then she has this torso articulation with a ball joint inside there. I suppose it's a double ball joint, or a dumbbell. Jeez. And that allows her to look to the side easily. Okay, and she has this, what is it called? It's called a reverse ab crunch, I think. So she can go down quite a lot, combining those two, and she can go back quite a lot too. I think this is a pretty good setup. Some people are saying it's bad, but I don't know. It depends just how realistic you want your figures to be. I don't have to be super realistic as long as they can pose into many poses from the comics. So she does have butterfly joints because it's that Black Widow body. Then she's got the swivel at the bicep, double jointed, pinless. Sorry, I don't know if this is in focus or out of focus. Double jointed. The lighting is getting bad because it's getting dark here. Double jointed pinless elbows like that. And then she has the usual swivel at the wrist with a hinge. Okay, and then she can kick up to here, which is extremely good. Come on, camera, work with me. And she has the twist at the thigh cut, and double jointed pinless knees will go up to here. And then her ankles are the usual hinge with the ankle pivot. Okay, she can go apart that far. I've been forgetting to do that in a lot of my reviews recently, I'm sorry. So not great for her character's agility level, but it's not terrible also. Okay, we'll put her off to the side if I can make her stand up. Come on, stand up, Carter. Might need a bit of maneuvering. Okay, she's standing at a weird pose off to the side. Okay, and we'll look at Nick Fury next. Okay, so there's the handsome lad. He's got his nice shiny bald head like me, and he's got his eye patch, something that carried over, and he's got no paint on these details on his belts. That would have gone a long ways to making things look a little more realistic, but he does have a tiny bit of paint here, so better than nothing. And he does have this gun that's painted in here. It doesn't come out, but let's get onto his articulation too, if my camera would focus at all. My eyesight problem thing is really giving me trouble because I can't see far away and I can't see up close. Okay, his head is also on the hinged ball joint, or disc hinge with a ball joint on top, and then he's got the butterfly joints. Arms go all the way around. His bicep cut, they did it the good way, so it's curved. He's got double jointed pinless elbows that'll go back all the way, and he's got the hinge like this, horizontal hinge for his punching hands. I think all of these alternate hands, they do have the vertical hinge for the shooting hands, so that's good. They also have the vertical hinge for the finger motioning things, if that would focus on this. No, it won't focus. The glare is too much. Okay, and back to his movement. He can go down just a little bit. He can go back a heck of a lot. He can twist at the waist, and it's really hidden inside this belt. I don't know what the word is, but combat belt. He can kick up just about that far, not great. His legs double jointed, goes back here, and he's got, oh good, he's got a boot cut. Sorry, he also has the thigh cut. So boot cut, thigh cut, and his ankles go back that far and forward that far, and the camera won't focus. Back that far and forward that far. Okay, might be able to fudge it now. Oh, you can fudge it to go back. Forward might be harder. Yeah, harder. Okay, and the pivot at the ankle. Okay, so that's that guy, and we'll get Dum Dum Dugan out of the package too. Okay, now this guy's actually on a little bit different body. They do look very similar, but he is ever so slightly taller. Sorry, they're not completely in the camera's eye. There, how about that? So they basically look the same size. It's supposed to be a slightly taller body, and I'm pretty sure it is, and it's slightly more barrel-chested, but it's nothing like what he looks like in the comics. If it was in the comics, he would be like about this tall and about this wide. He'd be huge. But anyway, his head is also on the disc hinge with the ball joint, I think. Yes. Okay, and he's got a pretty cool looking sculpt for his face. I think that might be the best sculpt they've done for Dum Dum Dugan. I think they've only done him once or twice before, but this does look pretty good with the level of detail that they're using these days. Okay, and his articulation, he can go down that far, which actually looks slightly further than Nick Fury Jr., and back that far, though he does have this weird, strange thing. Some people say pizza oven, or it looks kind of like he's got a box stuck in his chest or something, but his butterfly joints barely work because of the restrictions of this thing. This thing is molded into the body, so you can't really change that. But it goes forward a little bit here, but it's not a lot. Okay, but yeah, a little bit of added articulation. Okay, and his arms go around all the way, bicep cut, double jointed pinless elbows, Usual swivel and hinge at the wrist. And his, did I show you his waist? I already forgot. His waist does turn. He's got ability to kick up to here, not very far, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. And double jointed, pinless knees. Oh, this guy's really stiff. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna break him, so I'll chance it. Okay, double jointed, pinless knees. He's got the thigh cut and he's got boot cut. So one thing with the Agent Carter, oh whoops, he also has the hinge and pivot, the same part of the boot I think as Nick Fury Jr. Yeah, they look the same. Okay, one thing with Agent Carter, she doesn't have a boot cut of any kind, so that is kind of a drawback for that body. Okay, I'll do one last thing. Let's pop off this head and put on Nick Fury Sr.'s head. In the comics, he was just called Nick Fury, and if you know your G.I. Joe lore, Nick Fury Jr. was going to be, I think, Hawk, and they never did use that storyline by that author, and so they ended up using it when Hasbro came to Marvel to ask him to design a comic that they could base their toys on, and then that came to be G.I. Joe, which is quite cool. But yeah, so this guy looks pretty cool. I'm very happy with this pack. The price was $74.99, but for what you get for accessories and options for troop building or army building, you can make a lot of shield troopers with these bodies. I'm going to get one more set. I don't think I'm going to get two more sets because I just don't need that many shield agents. I have a ton of female shield agents because I got them when they were cheap. But as far as males, it will be probably 4 guys. The 2 main characters and a couple of grunts to help out. But okay, thank you guys for joining me at this look at the Captain America set. This was a pretty cool set and some characters that we really needed updates of. So I'm very happy with her, very happy with him, but I will use the alternate head to make the classic version from the comics. And I am happy to have a Dum Dum Dugan, though he is kind of a minor guy for me. But okay, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for sticking with me through this long triple review in one review. So okay, see you in the next one. Bye.